Are you kidding me with all of these calls? Don't you see I'm swamped here? I don't have time to be dealing with some bored person on maternity leave. This report isn't gonna write itself, you know. Didn't we talk about this? Don't call me when I'm working.
Steven, I was bleeding a little and I passed out. I'm at the hospital now and the doctor is checking me out.
So what? Those pregnancy hormones messing with you again? Look, I told you, stress isn't good for the baby. Just calm down and take a deep breath. Everything will be fine.
But Steven, I'm almost due when I passed out. The doctor said the baby could come any day now.
Did you have it? Like, did you already have the baby?
What? Well, no, of course not. But the doctor said...
Are you going to be admitted? Staying overnight or something?
No, they're just monitoring me for a while. The doctor said I can go home after I rest for a little bit.
Oh, thank goodness. Then you don't have any reason to call. Look, I know you're on maternity leave and probably bored out of your mind, but don't waste my time by calling me over every little thing. I'm really busy here, so give me a break.
Wait a second. Don't you even care?
Care? Of course I care. But you seem fine since you can call and text. What should I be worried about?
How could you say something so heartless? I'm going to be delivering soon and the doctor said there could be complications. I'm really worried, Steven.
Ugh, you're such a pain. What's with all the drama? Pregnant women are like gods these days. Everyone's fussing over them. Are they that special?
What's that supposed to mean?
It just means that. Why should I have to worry about you so much? I have my job and my own life. Do I have to constantly be worried about you and try to make you happy? No way! I'm not living like that.
I never said that. I just wanted you to be there for me because I'm really stressed out. This is our baby, Steven. Shouldn't we be going through this together?
How old are you, Susan? 35, right?
Yes.
Exactly. You should be able to handle a little thing like childbirth yourself. You're not getting old for nothing, you know. Don't make me deal with these little things. This is supposed to be a happy time, not a constant state of emergency.
Are you being serious? You sound like a stranger, not the man I fell in love with.
You don't think I'm serious? Then you're either crazy or delusional. Because seriously, who gets scared about a little bleeding during pregnancy? It's practically a badge of honor these days, right? Haha, lighten up, Susan. It's not the end of the world.
You said you would be in the delivery room with me. You promised we'd be there for each other, no matter what. You're not even going to come?
No way am I going in there, stupid. At the time, I was just trying to be supportive, okay? Remember that fancy prenatal yoga class you dragged me into? Yeah, well, the only reason I agreed to go was because the nurses were wearing those cute little scrubs. Let's just say it wasn't exactly the birthing process that had my full attention.
You, like, just for that? You only pretended to care about the baby because you wanted to flirt with the nurses?
That's important to me, haha. I usually want girls to like me. It's not exactly a crime, is it?
This isn't about some game, Steven. I go to all the appointments by myself, even if I don't feel well. The least you could do is be with me in the delivery room, to hold my hand and offer some moral support. Is that really too much to ask?
You've become so selfish ever since you got pregnant. It's like you forgot about the rest of the world and how busy everyone else is. Why do I have to go see something so gross? Seriously, give me a break. Don't force that gross stuff on me.
Gross? What's gross? Is that really how you see the miracle of childbirth? The culmination of all these months we've been waiting for?
What? All of it. The blood, the amniotic fluid, all of it gushes out when you give birth, right? It's totally going to smell. You know, thanks for ruining my appetite.
Are you making fun of childbirth? The very process that allows us to bring a life into this world? How can you be so insensitive?
I'm just stating the facts. Why are you getting so upset? You haven't heard of amniotic fluid going bad after you turn 35? Maybe that's why you passed out. Toxic fumes and all. Just a thought.
That's not true. Don't force false information on me to justify your own selfishness. It's not about the smell or some made-up medical condition. This is about you not being there for your own child, and me during one of the most important moments of our lives.
I know your hormones are going all over the place during pregnancy, but don't take it out on your family. We're all just trying to be supportive here, in our own ways, right? Look, I get that you're scared, but freaking out on the phone isn't going to help anything.
It's not about taking it out on you. I understand you're busy, but this isn't a minor inconvenience, Stephen. This is our baby we're talking about. And you're acting like I'm overreacting because of some pregnancy mood swings.
Look, I'm swamped with deadlines at work. Can we wrap this up? I've got a conference call in 10 minutes.
Wait, I'm not done talking. You haven't even heard what the doctor said, or how scared I am.
Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of work, I'm actually going to be even busier starting tomorrow.
What? Busy? How can you be busy with work when our baby is literally about to arrive?
Business trip? Important client meeting in another state. Can't exactly reschedule, can I?
Are you kidding me? I'm due any day now, Stephen. How can you even consider leaving town at a time like this?
Honey, it's not like I'm the one giving birth. You're the one who gets the whole magical experience of pushing a watermelon out of your... well, you know. Me? I have responsibilities.
How cruel are you? A baby carrier? You're talking about our children like he's just a package to be delivered. You're supposed to be his father, Stephen, there for him from the very beginning.
The kid is a baby too, so he'll probably understand how I feel. Besides, it's way too early for you to be talking to me like that. You should be thankful I made you a parent. Aren't you asking for a bit too much by expecting me to be there for the birth and all that mushy stuff? You need to become more independent. I don't need a deadbeat parent who can't handle a little responsibility on their own. Hey, sorry for the sudden business trip, but you know, workaholic life, gotta keep the gears churning, right? And how was it? Did everything go smoothly? It looked like your water broke when I was leaving, but hey, at least you won't have to worry about those pregnancy cravings anymore, right? So, where's the little one? Let me see my champ. I even got some celebratory fried chicken, your favorite.
Sorry, but
What's wrong? Did something happen? Is the baby okay?
they were too late.
Too late for what? Cut the dramatics, man! Susan's probably just exhausted. Let her sleep for a bit and then we can all meet the newest member of the family.
It was bad news for both the mother and baby, Stephen.
What? Bad news? Who are you talking about? And who in the hell are you?
Edward, Susan's brother.
Why do you have Susan's phone? Shouldn't she be the one holding it, telling me all about the miracle of childbirth? Look, it must be a misunderstanding. There is no way.
Because she can't text anymore. She can't hold anything anymore, Stephen.
Wait a minute. Hey, you're joking, right? Are they in critical condition or something? The kid too?
No, Stephen. They passed away.
That's crazy. Are you serious? This has to be some kind of bad dream, right? I just left this morning. How could...
Oh, looks like you're shocked. Like you had nothing to do with it.
Of course I am. It was my kid. What the hell was Susan doing? She should have at least done her job as a woman.
Is that any way to speak about your wife who tried so hard to give birth to your child, even while you were gallivanting across the country?
Ugh, this sucks. What am I gonna tell my mom and dad? I already got money from them and I used it all on this stupid trip.
You're only thinking about yourself, and not a single word about my sister, the woman you supposedly loved. I didn't think you were this hopeless as a person, Stephen, but you've proven me wrong. Now get out. Get out of this house and don't you dare show your face here ever again.
Shut up. There's no reason why I should take this from you. A guy who couldn't even be there for his own sister when she needed him the most. And now you want to come in here and blame me?
What kind of person are you to say something like that? Useless? My sister was strong, braver than you'll ever be. She tried her best, even while carrying your child while you were gallivanting across the country on some joyride, leaving her alone, scared, and about to give birth. And you have the audacity to call me useless?
What? What are you talking about? Joyride? I was on a business trip.
A business trip, huh? That's a convenient excuse. Ha! Except for the fact that I saw right through it.
Saw what? There's nothing to see. I was working, slaving away to provide for my family.
You'd have to be pretty tough to be able to do something like that, Stephen. Leaving your wife to go to Hawaii with another woman?
No, what are you talking about? That's so random. It's funny, really funny.
There's no way it's funny. It's the truth. And you know it. Don't play dumb with me.
What proof do you have? Proof of what?
I saw your Instagram on my sister's phone. You really seem to be enjoying it. Soaking up the sun with that little friend of yours. Quite the show you put on.
What? Instagram? My sister's phone? No way. Wait, did I leave it open when I was drunk or in the shower? But why didn't she say anything about it? What was she thinking? Knowing that and having my baby? That's creepy.
Creepy? That's the word you come up with? No, Stephen. She was desperate for the truth. To get real proof that you were fooling around behind her back. To do that to your pregnant wife? You're a lower form of life than I ever imagined. You don't deserve her, or the child you so carelessly threw away.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. This is all a lie, a sick joke. My wife just died and you're trying to drag me through the mud? Have some respect for the dead.
Respect? Where was your respect for Susan when you were living a double life on the other side of the country? But this time, you were really having fun, weren't you? Posting those idyllic beach pictures, all smiles and sunshine. You were always careful not to show your face though. Afraid someone might recognize you?
Huh? What beach pictures? I don't even have an Instagram account.
Oh, you didn't know? Seems you underestimated your sister-in-law. There's a picture of your face, clear as day, in a swimsuit on a beach in Hawaii. That tan you've been sporting lately? A little giveaway, wouldn't you say?
Huh? There's no way. That must be some kind of mistake. There are a lot of guys who look like me in the world.
Except for the fact that you even have your arm around the girl's waist? Oh, did you realize it now? It's no use trying to delete it now, Stephen. I took a screenshot and saved it for safekeeping, just in case you decided to play memory lapse.
No, that's not what it looks like. It's a Photoshop job. Someone's trying to frame me.
A Photoshop job, huh? Well, that's a new one. It looks pretty darn real to me. And it looks like she's one of your subordinates from work who's 10 years younger than you. Wouldn't you say? Quite the charmer, are you?
How do you know all that? This is insane. You're making things up.
I've hired a private investigator these past few days. You've been a big help in posting things on Instagram every day. Those beach pictures with your friend, the location tag, the timestamps, it all lined up perfectly. The investigation went so smoothly. I almost felt bad for the investigator. Barely had to break a sweat. I just got the results this morning.
No, this can't be happening. It's all a bad dream.
Okay. According to her co-workers, the trip to Hawaii was paid for by her boyfriend. You're the boyfriend, right? Don't you even have the decency to admit it?
Who knows? It might be someone else. I have no idea what you're talking about. This whole thing is a setup.
Don't act dumb. But the money from your parents wasn't enough, was it? Did you use the money you had saved up for the baby on your little vacation with your girlfriend? Is that what you're going to tell your parents, Stephen? How you squandered their money on a lavish trip while your wife was at home, about to give birth?
Look, it wasn't like that. The vacation, it was just a way to blow off some steam with a colleague, you know? Work was crazy, and Susan, well, she understood.
Understood? She understood that you were cavorting on a beach in Hawaii while she was at home. Carrying your child, scared and alone? Seriously, Stephen, why did my sister even marry a jerk like you? And to think she went through all that pain, all that fear, just to pass away.
Hey, I didn't kill your sister. The vacation, it was just a few days. Susan knew I needed some time away. Besides, it's not like I left her completely stranded. There was money in the bank, right? And the hospital was just down the street. She could have gone there any time. The vacation was just...
A vacation? So you splurged on a trip to Hawaii all while your wife, the woman who loved you enough to carry your child, was facing a potentially life-threatening situation. That's so crazy. I'm almost speechless. How could you do that, Stephen?
Look, I was stressed out, okay? Work was piling up and Susan, well, she was emotional. You know how she got during pregnancy. I just needed a little break, a chance to clear my head. It's not like I knew things would turn out this way.
It's not fine, Stephen. It's never fine to abandon your wife and unborn child during a time of need. Karma's a bitch. You know that? It's going to get you for this. Mark my words.
What? Don't be testing me just because you're Susan's brother. I may have screwed up, but that doesn't give you the right to threaten me.
Threaten you? I'm not threatening you, Stephen. You're the one who's pushing it. You're about to be arrested when you return home.
Arrested? What do you mean arrested? Yeah, I betrayed Susan, but I didn't break the law.
Homicide, Stephen. That's what they're going to charge you with.
What? Homicide? That's insane. There has to be some mistake. I didn't kill anyone. Susan was stressed, sure, but there was a hospital nearby. It's not like I left her in the middle of nowhere.
Left them to die, didn't you, Stephen? Convenient how that business trip coincided with your little Hawaiian getaway. Did you even bother to check in and see how Susan was doing? Did it even cross your mind that maybe, just maybe, she might need her husband during childbirth?
Well, my flight was leaving soon and there was a hospital. They have doctors there, right? And nurses. Susan's a strong woman. She knew what to do. I didn't intend to...
Didn't intend to? That's a convenient excuse, Stephen. But it won't wash. You left your wife, your family, to chase some cheap thrill with your girlfriend. And now, they're gone.
Hey, listen, nobody knows about the girlfriend besides the late Susan, me and you, right? This can all stay between us. I understand I messed up, but there's no need to involve the authorities. Besides, there's insurance money. A lot of it. We could split it, you and me. Just think about it. A fresh start, no loose ends.
You're out of your mind, Stephen. You think this is some kind of game? A business deal you can negotiate your way out of?
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm just trying to find a solution here.
You're done talking, Stephen. There's nothing left to say.
How dare you leave me in the hospital room like that, Stephen? Alone, scared, and about to give birth to our child.
What? Edward, what kind of sick joke is this?
Going to Hawaii with your girlfriend when your wife and child are in danger. I should have known better than to trust you.
Susan? Is this Susan? But you're dead.
Yes, it's me. Your wife, Susan. The one you abandoned when I needed you the most.
Susan? But Edward said you and the baby died. He said there was an accident.
An accident? The only accident here, Stephen, was you walking out that door and leaving me to face childbirth alone. There were complications, yes, but thanks to Edward and some very skilled doctors, we pulled through. It was touch and go for a while, but here we are.
Wait a minute. So does that mean the homicide charge? Edward was just messing with me, right? There was never any arrest?
No, Stephen, there won't be an arrest. You're free.
Free? Like really free? That's amazing! The whole thing has been a nightmare. I was so scared, so worried about what my parents would say.
Scared about your parents? Is that all you can think about? Here I was, facing the possibility of death, bringing our child into the world alone, and all you cared about was your own skin?
Well, it's not like that. I mean, of course I was worried about you two, but you're alive. That's the main thing, right? So, does that mean...
Divorce. There's no point in dragging this out any longer, Stephen. I have no feelings left for a man who would leave me at a time like this to chase some fantasy on a beach.
Divorce? But Susan, we can work through this. Let's talk about it.
There's nothing left to talk about, Stephen. You made your choice when you walked out that door. Now you'll face the consequences. Child support will be $800 a month, and compensation for the emotional distress you caused me will be $1,500. That should barely cover the therapy bills.
$800? And compensation? I can't pay that. Wait, let's talk about this. We have to tell our parents, don't we? They'll be worried sick, especially after Edward told them.
They're all here already, Stephen. Waiting for you downstairs.
What? Here? But how did...
Of course they came to see their grandchild, Stephen. The child you almost robbed them of the chance to meet. They all agree with my decision. Divorce.
My parents too? But they love me. They wouldn't.
Your parents are at their wits' end, Stephen. Disgusted, heartbroken, and frankly relieved. They can't believe they raised a son who would be so selfish and cruel. They plan to cut you off financially. They can't let a shallow person like you take care of them when they're older. They said they would leave their inheritance for my child, their grandchild. In return, I'll take care of them, so don't worry about them being alone.
What? But that was supposed to be for me. Don't steal someone's money. I took out a few loans because I thought I would get that money. This is all your fault.
I know, Stephen. You spent it all on that woman, didn't you? It's your fault. You wasted all your money. So figure it out yourself. Your parents said they don't love you anymore after listening to all of this. They wouldn't even look you in the eye when they came upstairs. So go on, Stephen. Get out of my sight. And don't you ever come near me or my child again.
No, I already have a debt of 25 grand. There's no way I can afford that kind of child support, let alone a lump sum. Susan, please, we can work this out.
Work it out? Stephen, you had the chance to work things out when you decided to jet off to Hawaii instead of being here for your wife and child. Now you're facing the consequences. Put together with the compensation, you're looking at a cool $40,000 plus $800 a month for child support. You're going to be living in debt hell from now on. Seems fitting, wouldn't you say?
Susan, please forgive me. I was just a little lost. I didn't know what I was doing. I panicked. I made a mistake.
A little lost? All that was just a little lost, Stephen. You abandoned your pregnant wife, your family, for a cheap vacation and a woman you barely know? Are you crazy? That wasn't lost. That was a conscious choice you made, and now you have to live with it.
Yes, I was a little crazy, but I can change, Susan. I'll apologize 1,000,000 times, and I'll work 3 jobs if I have to. Please, please, just give me another chance. Help me. I can't live alone. I can't handle this kind of debt. What am I supposed to do?
How should I know, Stephen? It's your life, your mess. You figure it out. I don't need a deadbeat husband who can't even stand on his own 2 feet after pulling a stunt like that. You want forgiveness? Maybe your child will offer that someday, but from me, you get nothing but a divorce decree and the hefty bill for your little adventure. Now get out of my life. After that, my husband flew home only to find the house already empty. With the help of my brother, I moved out. As for the moving fees and hospital bills, they weren't able to be paid. My in-laws paid for it all, and I didn't have to worry. So, thankfully, the baby and I could start our new lives. After that, I was able to get a divorce from my husband, who lives a life of paying child support and compensation. He wants to see the child, but I'm waiting until she's able to decide for herself. After knowing the situation, whether she wants to or doesn't want to see her father. My ex-husband, who was dumped by his girlfriend after she learned he had no more money, now works as a security guard during the day and construction worker at night to pay for everything. I wish he would live the rest of his life on the right path so he doesn't embarrass himself in front of his child.